You ready? 10:11 on my clock. Think or say out loud, I allow this reading. And let's find out what's so important you need this reading right now. Whenever you're seeing this. Yeah, ready? All right. Dear Spirit, benevolent beings of light, we call upon you right now for the most honest truth. What does the viewer need to know that is so important? What is the most important thing the viewer needs to know at this time? What is the truth? What does the viewer need to know? Something flipped. I felt it. I heard it. I felt it. Empress. Ooh. I love the holographic as it affects the camera like that. They want me to talk about it like it's this way instead of either direction. There's a caution, and then we'll get on to the rest of the cards. You have the ability to be prosperous or problems. To feel like abandonment is the only thing, or abundance. It's up to you. And you can say, how is it up to me? It's up to you by your mindset, by the beliefs that you believe are true. Here's something that can help you. Whatever your reality is, you know people around you, whether at your job or in a food store, wherever, they don't have the same reality. They might live on the same planet, but what's going on in their world versus what's going on in your world are not the same things, and it's not the same struggles. Hence, what you believe has created your reality. And no, we don't mean it as like you did anything wrong. No. But if you can look at it as if you believe less than amazing about yourself or about your love life or about your career or about what you're worth or what you're deserving, then those are things you can counteract by arguing with yourself in the aspect of, why do I believe so little? Because previous experiences were only lessons to be learned, not permanent end results. Remember that if you keep mixing red and orange expecting purple, it's not that you're not capable of mixing that color, it's that you just keep using the wrong variable. Doesn't mean that the color doesn't exist or it can't be created. But if you mix red and blue, you definitely will get purple. And that's part of the lesson, is the dynamic and variables that were previously are not going to be the same ones that are now and future, because everything you went through, you had to learn. Whether it came with scars and burdens and wounds or not, it created that. And that creation changed your frequency. Changing your frequency and your understanding from before it happened to who you are now is always going to be something that helps catalyst you in, that's not how we say that on this planet, will be the trajectory you need to elevate if you can keep it in that perspective. It's not you're bad, you're this, you're that. It's if you believe that this, that, and the other is possible, you'll be proven right. So what are you going to believe? Start looking at some of the people that have achieved greatness in ways that you would love, whether it's somebody on TV or somebody who's won an award or somebody who's in the limelight. It doesn't matter. Somebody who's extremely wealthy. People could have told them no, left, right, and center, and they still made it because you couldn't damage their belief of self in any way to hinder their trajectory. That example, whether you like some of the things they might do or not, is proof that what you believe and the actions and habits you put into it are what creates your destiny in a way. Destinies can't be taken, but they can be created. 434 on the timer clock. The moon in reverse with the hermit in reverse. Now is the time of beneficial changes, but they need to be with you taking the right step forward in the energy of the Empress, in the energy of the High Priestess, in the energy of warrior, of you are not telling me that my destiny is anything other than the destiny I am creating. the energy of you telling me no isn't a no, it's just your opinion and it has nothing to do with my journey, my destiny, my fated reality. Don't allow opinions to change your end result of what you want. With the Hermit in reverse, it's saying we are no longer going to play small, stay hidden, dim our light. Those are the words you're going to start thinking and saying. We are not doing that. I am not doing that. It is now 2024, 2025, whenever you're seeing this, 2026. It could be 2045 for all I care, baby. And you better still be going, I am the High Priestess. I am the Empress. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am fated and destined for greatness. 555 on my clock as I said that. You're not going to allow yourself to have imposter syndrome even act like it has a place in your life. You're going to ask if it's fucking lost and where the fuck should it go, except not near you. All right? It's like the phrase, like, you don't have to go home, but you ain't staying here. When that liar voice pops up where it's like, you can't do it, you're not going to. Fuck off. You don't have to go home, but you are not staying here because this ain't your home. No more, never. That kind of power energy to it. Because there are going to be plenty of people that are not going to want you to shine, baby, because that means they would have to examine their life, their issues, and why they're not being brave enough to take the steps that you've already been courageous enough to take. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten this video. So keep it in mind. All right? The moon in reverse is also realizing that the lies are just illusions. Those that are saying no to you is just an illusion in a way. Now, remember, consent is important, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking more like if you wanted to write a book and someone said, no, you can't, you're never going to make money off it. You'd be like, no, that's a you thing, not a me thing. There are people who have done it, so I can do it. I mean, obviously, make sure you have money coming in to pay your bills however you need to do it. Whether it's Instacart, Uber, McDonald's, a 9-to-5, doing road work. I find no shame in any money-making game as long as it's legal and it's going to keep you with a roof over your head and your bills paid. But here's the thing. Nobody said you can't be doing these things on the side to bring those dreams into reality, where one day it elevates so much that you don't have to do those other things because the dream started bringing in so much money you don't have to worry about it. That's how you do that. While they're in the naysayers are going, hey, you go, hey, as you keep doing what you got to do. That's how those 1%ers, Fortune 500 companies, powerhouse people got to the stages. Sirens going off. That's how important this is for you to hear. The Empress card coming out in reverse, sideways, however you want to look at this. Because it was not, Empress. It was like, hey, that's not prosperity in a can, baby. Nuh-uh. So you got to switch into it, realizing that the abandonment wounds need to be healed. The rejection wounds need to be healed. The neglect wounds, the mother wounds, the father wounds. And you can say, I have none of those. Everybody's got some, even I got them. Everybody's got a parfait of different levels of it. So all you're saying is you're stuck in denial and not trying to take ownership and accountability for your shit. Reevaluate that for sure. But everybody else that understands, even if it's just learning what healthy of that can look like on, catching yourself and starting to take small steps and changing how you think. When you hear yourself, and hear the imposter syndrome liar voice telling it to go fuck off, that helps you get more in that energy of Empress, of I rule my roost. I rule my life. I make those decisions. I am worthy and deserving. Otherwise, I would have never got put in Empress mode in the first place, and you did. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten this reading, and that is your reminder and confirmation, my love. So all you need to do is keep working on being the happiest, best possible version of you that you can be. And that's by catching your thoughts and taking every step possible when you need to in the best way for you. Book a reading, maybe?